While I was doing my work on my video covering the Amino app, I figured I would need more time, so I decided to push the video back one extra week, like I did with the Rupert video. Not much else for me to say here, but let's move on to the intro. Hello everyone, I'm Detective Morel, the internet's greatest detective, and welcome to another episode of the Detective Talks. Today's episode will be talking about the current drama going on with Hyojin right now. This is, not the only time, but with the new recent drama, I felt like I had to give my own thoughts. Before I do talk about anything else, however, I want to give a quick shout out to Irish Coffee. He made a video just a day or two. This will be out by Saturday, but yeah. A day ago, he made a video and I thought it was really well done. And, he made a point in that video that I will be covering later during this episode. But I want to say that you should check out his video. It's really well done. It's good. It's short. It's simple. And I think it was really good. So, yeah, shout out to him. Check it out. I'm sure you probably have seen it. You most likely will have seen it before my video comes out. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll be moving on. So, if you are completely new to this drama and you do not know who Hyojin is, they are a YouTube animator. That's really where all of their focus is. They have had some previous controversies on this platform already, with the most notable one being the Slazo situation that took place in 2019. That's where most people would recognize the name Hyojin/Squizzy from, so I would not be surprised. I'm not going to be covering most of that stuff, just because it's already been covered to heaven and back, and so I felt like I'd just leave that there. But if you are curious, there is actually a fandom page for everything covering Hyojin and all of that drama, and I'm pretty sure they were actually updating it to feature this new drama that we're talking about. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. But yeah, let's move on to actually talking about our topic today. So now that I've introduced who Hyojin is, I just want to quickly give a summary on Punk Duck's Twitter post on this drama, which I will be linking down below for you to read on your own, just in case. I feel like you should check it out. I will leave a trigger warning, however. I'll put it on the video too, just in case. It does detail abuse and other things. I'll also edit. I'll make sure to edit that in, but I do want to give you that warning just in case, because it's a heavy post to read, and it took me a lot to even read it, and I still decided that I was going to be making this video because I personally felt even like a semblance of connection, but we're not gonna get into that yet. I just want to quickly talk about this post. I thought that Punk Duck was very brave in doing this, even if it was like a year later than when everything had ended. I think it was very brave. They were very strong for doing this and putting this out there in public, because they tried their best to keep matters private and to settle everything. And they were actually not in the wrong really in any sort of situation, at least what it seems like in the post. I'm not saying that we should take, any sides to this thing, because it's their relationship, and Punk Duck put this out in public because they felt like they needed to settle something, not only within themselves, but just like in general. And I think it was a good thing that they decided to put this out in the public's eye to notice. But what I also thought was it's really hard to see things like that, knowing that people have been suffering in silence and you've been moving on, not knowing even a little bit of what they've been going through. And it's hard to know that 2021 had passed and they were dealing with that whole thing. And that's just, it's very distressing. And while I was reading that post, I was overcome with many different emotions. Not only just, empathy for Punk Duck, but just, I guess, fear and many other feelings that I can't really describe myself, at least at this very moment. But what Punk Duck had gone through with everything is very hard. And although my condolences don't really mean much, my apologies, whatever I have to say to them doesn't mean much, I do want to give just a little bit of empathy and say, just sorry to Punk Duck for what he had to go through during everything. And I don't know what he's done to cope with it over the last couple of years, but I know it's been hard for him, and I'm glad that he was willing to put out this post now. Even if it seems, I think nothing is ever too late until it becomes just, something that really tips someone over the edge and causes, harm beyond belief. So I'm glad that they weren't too late and that they made the post just in time. At least that's what I feel. It really did suck while I was reading that post, knowing that they were dealing with all of that and they managed to, they were being convinced themselves. I would say, I don't know if that's gaslighting, but I think maybe they were being gaslit into thinking that, certain things were their own fault. And how can anyone do that to their own partner? There's not much else for me to cover on that, but to say, give my condolences to Punk Duck. And so, yeah, let's move on. Now I just want to quickly talk about possibly what Hyojin could do, because as of me recording, I don't think Hyojin has responded. I'm gonna quickly check Twitter. Hyojin hasn't made any response. She also just has not tweeted since July 13th. So I don't know if she's gonna say anything. I honestly think this is the way she should go about it. If she chooses to make a response, she needs to be as upfront and honest as she can be. Because although a part of me wants to say that I'm completely and 100% only on Punk Duck's side and gonna listen to what he has to say, and that all Hyojin could do is apologize, we still need to be impartial with this whole thing. We still need to give Hyojin a fair trial, a fair hearing. Like with the Slazzo situation, nobody gave him a chance until he made a full response. People had to see tears fall from that man's eyes before they were willing to believe what he had to say. We shouldn't mentally traumatize Hyojin and mess her up like people already are doing on Twitter. I've seen tweets, I've seen angry posts, I've seen everything. Regardless of what is going on, regardless of all the past controversies, we need to give her a fair hearing. And unfortunately, I don't have the voice to say that people are going to change their direction on this entire controversy, because I said, hey, let's be fair. People are not like that. I can't change you just because I'm saying so. That's not how things work. But I just want to let people know that we still need to be fair and hear what she has to say. But I think just maybe another way of going about it is maybe just taking care of things privately and not responding publicly. Unfortunately, I feel like she's gotten into too many controversies, and also I don't know if it really matters right now if she responds, as it's not going to affect her channel in any sort of way. And I don't think it has right now, but if it has, I will maybe edit in some Social Blade stats or something just to check it out. This is, again, a problem that I detailed with the commentary community in my last the Detective Talks episode was the fact that the commentary community is way too extreme with drama. Everybody is so involved, and when they hear something, they latch on to whatever the first thing they hear is. It doesn't matter if it might end up being untrue later. Not to say that what Punk Duck has said isn't true. I'm saying that I fully believe what Punk Duck has said. Okay, I believe it. It's incredibly distressing, and for a person to lie about that would be very hard. And it would really be depressing if he turned out to be lying about what he said in that post. But we need to just be fair and see if Hyojin says anything before we decide that this is, what actions to take. We as a community, we can't take any actions. We just have to hope that Hyojin makes the right decisions and doesn't frick herself over like she did with the Slazo situation or with any of the other controversies that she has been in. The commentary community, I'm not going to make another video. It's pointless, but you guys need to really step it up. The commentary community needs to change. I know there was a lot that I didn't necessarily say, and there's, of course, I could have said a lot more for my sake, and just to wait and see if anything changes within the next couple of days, I will be, leaving it at that. Just, once again, I want to leave my condolences for Punk Duck, and I do want to say we need to be impartial. I know that it's hard, and your immediate reaction to this whole situation is to take Punk Duck's side because he was the one to say something. Of course, that makes sense. I get that. Now, I'm not going to stop anyone from thinking that way. Unfortunately, Hyojin has already gone through too many controversies to really make it seem like we should not listen to what she has to say later on. But one thing people, don't want to detail is the fact that she is, in her own right, an abuse victim. So, before we go ahead and we witch hunt her, maybe we listen to what she has to say. We give her her own fair trial. It's only fair. We need to understand we need to gain some reasoning as to why she did what she did. And, if we go pitchforks and torches and we take her down before we really understand everything, we might be causing more harm than good. So, like I said, my words aren't going to have much weight to this whole situation. Most people probably aren't going to watch this video past a couple minutes, but yeah, that's what I have to say. But anyways, I do thank you for watching this video. If you have any more topics that you would like to talk about, that you would like for me to talk about in any other filler episodes, feel free to leave them in the comments section. I'm pretty willing to talk about anything, as this is just going to be like an every so often series that pops up only when I need more time to edit a video. And as always, it has been elementary, my dear Watson.